What's going on, everybody? Yo, I hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving. Number one, I really do. I hope everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving. I did. Me and my family, we got down. All right. I smoked a turkey. I made baked macaroni and cheese, collard greens. We made some candied yams. We made green bean casserole. We made dressing. The dressing was amazing. I put it inside the turkey while I smoked it, and it came out like with this. I've never had stuff in the way that I had on Thanksgiving. It was great. So I hope all of y'all had a real good Thanksgiving. My house was packed. As you know, it's me, Champagne, our babies, her sister, or three sisters. My little sister came. My kid's mother came with all my other kids, and we were just all in this house together. My mother was here. It was good. It was good, man. Family is great. But as you can see in the title, this is J6 talk. So why am I choosing to talk about J6 right now? First, before I keep going, can everybody hear me okay? Is my sound levels good? Because this is important, what I'm about to bring out. We've talked a little bit about it before, but I want to talk about it like for real right now. All right, I want to bring this stuff out because it's one of my best friends, one of the people that I'm closest to, that we're brothers, man. At this point, we're like this, you know. I stay in contact with him. He's good. He's doing well. It's my man, Ryan Nichols. Ryan Nichols is a Marine. All right. He served his country. He was my best friend, one of my best friends while we were in DC DOC. Probably my bestest friend. Me, Scott Fairlamb, Shane Jenkins, Doodoo McGrew, just James McGrew. That's my boy. Kelly Meggs, Kenny Harrelson. We had a squad, you know, and it was just closeness. We were brothers. We all looked out for each other. So I have to show you guys this. I'm gonna read it. All right, I'm gonna pull it up on the screen as well, so you guys can see this. So this is my brother. Big win. He's gonna be coming home soon. Thank God. All right. So as you guys can see right here, let me go ahead and make it full screen for you all. Check this out. It says J6ers due process denied. DC federal judge Hogan is on the record in December 2021 admitting my due process rights had been violated, but refusing to make a decision on the matter. At this point, I had been in for almost a year, and I was with them at this time. Number one, had just sat in solitary confinement for nearly a year in a single man 10-by-7 cell. Facts. I was with them in my cell, and it was horrible. 23 hours in the cell, 1 hour out. 36 hours back in the cell, 1 hour out. 23 hours in the cell, 1 hour out. 32 hours in the cell, 1 hour out. That's when I was telling you guys. Remember when I told you, hey, we were stuck in that cell. It's supposed to be 23 and 1, which is illegal, right? That's illegal. Obama made that illegal. But we were in there for 32, 36, 34 hours at a time before we would come out for 1 hour, all right? So it says, as a honorably discharged Marine with diagnosed PTSD, this almost fucking killed me. And I feel him. I was with him. We cried. We've cried sometimes in that bad boy. So number two, I was refused haircuts and shaves for 15 plus months because I refused to take the COVID shot. That's a fact. They put us through those kind of conditions. If we refused to take the COVID vaccine, we were not afforded haircuts or shaves. We couldn't do nothing. We were in there looking like monsters. We looked like lumberjacks. We looked like wild men. It was horrible. The jail told us that we can have haircuts and shaves if we took the jab. That is a fact. That is all true. Judge Hogan told me on the record I have transcripts for proof, which he does. I'm going to show those here in a minute. Before this bond hearing, in which he admitted my due process rights have been violated, that if I did not get the COVID shot, then I couldn't come to court to defend myself and possibly go home. That is a fact. I was with him when that happened. We were all like, what the hell? Said, imagine my plight. I was coerced and forced by a federal judge to take an experimental vaccine or remain stuck in solitary confinement. I've always had a military-style haircut and a clean-cut face and trimmed beard. After 1 year of no haircuts and shaves, my beard was down to my belly and my hair was down to my shoulders. He looked wild. He did. We all did. We looked crazy. P.S. I ended up taking the shot against my better judgment and was still denied bond, even with due process rights violations, haircuts, shaves, family visits, outside recreation and sunlight, attorney's visits, discovery, and much more. So before I keep this thing going, let me just tell you guys something, okay? Everything that you just heard right now is facts. That's why I had to take the shot. I took the COVID vaccine while I was in DC DOC, and my thing was they wouldn't let me get a haircut, they wouldn't let me shave, and they wouldn't let me see my family. They would not allow my family or anyone's family to come in unless they took the COVID vaccination. Okay. Now, when I got the vaccination, this is how messed up the DC DOC was. When I got the vaccination, because they told me I could see my kids if I got it, it came time for me to be able to get the visit to see my kids. And they said, oh, your kids can't come. They got to be over 18, which we found out later was a lie. Children come to visit their family. They told us that if our kids weren't 18 or older, you couldn't get a visit. So they lied to me to get me to take the shot, and I still couldn't see my kids. That's a fact. All right, let me bring this back up. He says, 3, I was refused family visits for 2 years, by the jail and the courts unless I was vaccinated, along with my wife and kids being vaccinated. Because I refused to vaccinate my children, I never saw them for 2 years. That's a fact. Can you even fathom what that does to a child's mind when they can't see their father for 2 years? My boys were 4 and 6 when I was arrested. They were 6 and 8 before I ever got to see them again. They didn't even look the same when I saw them in person again. This still mentally crushes me every time I think about it. And, another sad part about this, and Ryan, I hope you don't get upset about me, saying this. You're my brother. I love you. And this is just for, just to put it out so people understand what we was going through. I remember me and Ryan having a conversation because we was missing our kids, right? And we were going back and forth talking about things and how our kids missed us. And his kid, his youngest son, said he doesn't remember what his dad looks like. That's how messed up it was. We couldn't see our families. His son said, I don't remember what my dad looks like, to his mom, to Bonnie. And that shit touches me to this day. It crushed me. When we were in there, I felt him, because I had smaller children that probably wasn't going to remember what I looked like. Thank God for pictures and things like that. But it was tough, man. It was tough. So we continue on. It says, I was denied medical and health care. I have a strenuous paper trail detailing how the jail knowingly disregarded my medical conditions and were intentionally being deliberately indifferent to my medical conditions. Once again, I have diagnosed PTSD from the Marine Corps and search and rescue operations. I asked for help over and over, and I was denied. Just a little more about Ryan before I keep going. Ryan is a person, not only is he a Marine, but in his free time while he's at home, okay? Anytime there was a natural disaster, him and Alex, they drove out to the natural disasters to rescue people. I shared videos of that to you guys before, of them going out literally in tornadoes, hurricanes. When all the bad stuff was happening, they were out there in boats. He used his own money to pay for his own equipment to go out and rescue people where other people wouldn't go. He went out there. That's the type of person he is. That's the type of heart that he got. So this is the man that they were denying to see his children, denying haircuts, denying shaves. And this is not a unique story just to him. All of us, we all went through this. But I'm sharing his story because this brother's about to be coming home. I feel it. He's about to be on his way home. So let me keep going. He says, we were assaulted by officers multiple times, sprayed with pepper spray because an inmate didn't have his COVID mask on. That's a fact. I was the one cleaning up the pepper spray after that shit happened. It was horrible. And that just wasn't one time. It happened multiple times. He said, I want to be clear about this. I myself was sprayed multiple times by officers in DC DOC because another inmate didn't wear their mask. Facts. Don't take my word for it. There are 30 plus January 6ers who can corroborate my story. We have the paper trail to prove it. That's a fact. I am one of the J6s that can attest to that. That happened. Okay. We were in there choking. I remember feeling horrible because Lonnie was 70 something years old and there couldn't breathe. And they didn't give a damn. So that I took it on myself to go out there and clean up. I tried my best to cover my face, but it was just bad. I had tears coming down my eyes. I was coughing uncontrollably. It was just bad. It was just a bad situation. All right. He says, and this is only 2 examples. We have many examples to choose from. More on this later. 6, I was denied discovery and had my discovery confiscated, stolen by jail officers against my will. 6th Amendment violations. Facts. Once again, there are witness statements, body cam footage, and paper trail to prove every bit of this. More on this post later. And he's telling the truth. I swear to God, you guys, he's telling the truth. And this is stuff, man, I'm glad he's talking about it. I'm glad he's saying it because when we all say it individually, it doesn't get no play. But when we come together like this, I'm trying to use this platform to get his word out, man, because the brother's still locked up. And this post doesn't have a lot of views. So you guys need to check this out. Go on his Twitter. You could see it, or on his X. He say, I've got much more to say and we'll be dropping more information like this soon. However, with all the talk of getting pardons or not getting pardons, I wanted to make my case known to the public. I take full responsibility for my actions on J6. Yes, I assaulted officers who were beating women with baton. I told you. I told y'all. I'm telling you, this is what happened. He said, I assaulted officers who were beating women with batons and punching them in the face. People like Officer Bagshaw, who's a piece of shit, beat Victoria White, Shane Jenkins, and many other unmercifully in front of me. Should never be able to wear that badge again. I'm not proud of everything that I did that day and wish now I would have not put myself in that position. However, I couldn't have ever looked myself in the eyes again had I not helped them. I feel that 100%. So check this out. It says, so it may be a position of uncomfortableness because of the long retention in the cell block in the cells. I agree with you. This is the judge, okay? This is the judge, Judge Hogan. I agree with you. For 22 hours, 23 hours, that is terrible, confining, and difficult for people. But I think that's more inclined due to the orders because of the COVID than it was because they were being mistreated in particular class of people. And that is a damn lie because the rest of the jail was out while we were still in our cells. The COVID restrictions was lifted and they didn't even tell our cell block. This is the type of shit that I'm talking about. This is what they did to us. And then this judge is excusing it. Is all he would have had to do was look into DCDOC. Why are these inmates out? But yet you have this pod of people still stuck in their cells. They're lying. They are fucking lying. So he says, I haven't seen anything that's shown that yet. And I think the co-examination and Judge McFadden is fairly clear on that. And so I accept your argument that his due process rights were violated, and that should be another basis for his release. Okay? That's from the judge admitting it. Okay? That's a judge admitting it. What more do you need? You clearly, and here's the thing, you can look back now, Judge. You can look back at it because at that time you said it was COVID. So what happened? Why was it that when COVID was done and they lifted the restrictions, they still had us in our cells, but they were letting everybody else out? The whole rest of the jail. It was because that pod was full of a whole bunch of what they deemed to be white supremacists. They thought that they were all racist. They thought that they were all these horrible people. And you know what's funny about it is each officer that got assigned to our pod that ended up working there for a long period of time ended up loving us and being like, yo, you guys aren't nothing like what I read. You're nothing like what I seen on the news. And they're like, yeah, bro, that's not us. They're lying. I spent time with brothers that seen their face on the news and they cried because they deemed them a white supremacist. And it hurt them that bad because they're like, my grandkids are going to see this. I'm not a white supremacist. And they will come look at me like, Cash, I swear to God, I'm not a white supremacist. I said, brother, you don't got to tell me that. I know I live with you. I know that. We break bread together. We cry on each other's shoulders. I know you're not a white supremacist. You know what I'm saying? And God bless them, bro. It's fucked up. It's fucked up to see all of this stuff that's going on right now. I can't wait until Trump signs those pardons. You know, people that were affected, Ryan Nichols definitely was affected. His family was affected. You know, he runs a business before he got locked up and it was thriving. And I believe it's still doing okay because Bonnie took the reins. Shout out to Bonnie Nichols. She's been fucking amazing through this whole process with him and with other J6ers. Like we were all like a big moral support group for each other, our families. It's a beautiful thing. You know, Timothy Hale was another one they try to drag through the fucking mud because he's a comic. He's hilarious and he likes dark humor. I love dark humor. So they try to deem him as a racist. It's bullshit. He's not a racist. Ryan Nichols, not a racist. Ryan Nichols is a hero. He's a Marine. He goes out and puts his life on the line for people in natural disasters. He's a father. Kelly Meggs, he's a grandfather and a father. You know what I'm saying? The brother I haven't seen nothing racist in that dude at all. And they put him out there like he was the boogeyman for white supremacy. They tried to say the Oath Keepers was just the worst thing in the world. And here I am sitting with the Oath Keepers at lunchtime, at dinner time, football coming on, whatever it is, and we hanging out and we chopping it up and we talking about all of this stuff that's being said about all of us, trying to navigate it. And we're like, yo, they've just literally lied to us. It's a big ass psyop. They're trying to get the world to look at us in this way. And Kelly Meggs and Kenny Harrelson, both of them are Oath Keepers. Bro, they were like, we were all like this. That was our table. It was me, Shane, Scott, Kelly, Kenny, Doodoo, Ryan. We all had our clique. That was our little clique. We all sat together. It's funny, all the ones that they tried to deem white supremacists that definitely weren't was a part of my clique. That was my homies. Scott Fairlamb. You would think that the way that they try to paint him, that he's just big, violent, horrible person. He's one of the nicest fucking dudes you will ever meet. That was the first person that I really clicked up with when I got there. Like, we would hit it off. And they tried to make it seem like he was just this horrible fucking person. Don't believe the hype of this media. And we need to call out these judges, man. We need to. We need to call out these judges who did things like this, that kept people locked away and then didn't even accept the facts that, yo, we're being mistreated in here. They're doing us wrong. They're doing shit to our food. They won't let us see our families. They won't allow us to have hygiene. They're fucking us over. This happened a lot through the time that we were there. Yes, conditions changed, and yes, they did get better. I'm not going to sit here and bash them and say that it didn't end up getting better, but that was after we had to literally take stands. We got pepper sprayed for doing sit-ins. We had the warden come down. We had the head of security getting fired. We had to have Congress coming in there. Marjorie Taylor Greene, thank you so much. I fucking love you, Marjorie Taylor Greene, forever. I don't give a damn what nobody else says about you. I love you. Louis Gohmert, I love you. You all came in there and you gave a damn about us. Julie Kelly, she spoke out. She was one of the first people before this shit was cool. Before it was cool to talk about January 6th. Julie Kelly put her whole shit on the line to come out and start speaking about January 6th. So when these people come out and try to discredit or talk down about the things that we went through, and they try to talk down about the people who were trying to lift us up and say, hey, we care. We got you a voice out here, Julie Kelly, Cowboy Logic, big news station. They were covering every single thing that was going on in there. And people thought that they were bullshitting. They thought that they were crazy. They were telling the truth and they were giving us a platform. To this day, they still give us a platform. If I was to call Dawn right now, I'm telling you right now, that I guarantee you they'll let me come on. Any J6er, not any J6er, real J6ers that were there because we were, standing for our constitutional rights and shit got wild. But I'm not talking about the fake January 6ers that were pretending to be MAGA. And that's a whole nother discussion. But Cowboy Logic, they showed up for us. Stephen Bannon, he showed up for us. And you talk about these patriot groups of people that come together and try to raise funds for our families. Got to give a shout out to Cynthia Hughes. Okay? Got to. These are the people. They were telling you guys the truth the whole time, and they were doing everything in their power to try to help us out. And people were ignored. People like Ryan, people like me, people like Shane, people like Doodoo, ignored. But they stayed talking about us. So shout out to you guys. Ryan, damn, brother, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you're doing good, man. Me and Ryan, we talk. And my brother he lost a lot of weight, but he's doing better. You know what I'm saying? He's doing better. And I told him, I say, every time I talk to him, I say, bro, you're almost home. You're almost home. You're coming, bro. And when you get here, I got you. I promise y'all this. When Ryan gets out, he's gonna be on the shows with us. That's my brother. We've been talking about this since we got locked up. I said, bro, when I get home, I'm gonna get everything ramped back up and we're gonna get this thing going and you're with me. And he's like, hell yeah, bro. I'm there. That's my fucking brother. You hear me? That's my bro. That is my bro. So if you guys could go over to X and give him a follow. He's going to be bringing more information out. And if you don't have an X account, that's okay. I'll be bringing it to you. Everything that he brings out, I'll be bringing to you because I promised that brother and all the other brothers, if I could, I'll be the voice. I'll be the voice for you. And I stood on my word to all my brothers that's locked up and all the ones that came free. Hope y'all see. Since day one of me getting out, I've been speaking out for y'all, trying to clear your names and let these people know that you ain't no fucking racist. And it's coming from a black guy, a black American. It's coming from me. I was there with them. You can't call me a liar. You can't say, oh, they are that. You just didn't see it. But you can't miss shit like that when you're in a year and a half in DC DOC on solitary confinement. And then after you're off solitary confinement, restricted to this one little area outside of your cell with everybody else where you're forced to communicate and learn every day. I don't want to know some of the shit that I know about some of these guys. That's how close we got. You know what I'm saying? That's my bros. They're not racist. Not racist at all. Even David Dempsey. David Dempsey got a bad fucking rap, but that brother grew up the same way that I did. That's what's crazy about it. They try to talk crazy about David. That's my dog, man. Regardless of our disagreements about certain shit or how things should go, that is my bro. And they did him in. He got slammed. Slammed. But I love that brother. That's my bro. Most of the guys that I was locked up with, I got a lot of love for. All of them are my bros, even the ones that are pieces of shit that I'm not going to say their names, but there's some pieces of shit. And it is what it is. But I still got love for them because of what we went through together. You know, hopefully some of the good rubbed off on them and it changed the way that they think, changed what they were before they got there. But hey, it is what it is, man. I had to come on here, you guys, and talk about this because it's insane. We're getting there. We're almost done with this year. January will be right around the corner, and Trump will be in office. And I swear to you, I'm expecting pardons. I'm expecting Ryan to be home before February. That's what I'm expecting. Them pardons to be signed, and before the end of January, that brother should be home. Not just him. Kelly Meggs needs to be home. Kelly Meggs got slammed for nothing. Nothing. They try to call the Oath Keepers these white supremacists. And you know what's funny? You know what's crazy about this whole thing? And I'm not calling for anybody else to be arrested. I ain't calling for that, right? But how is it that they only arrested the white Oath Keepers when there was other black Oath Keepers right there with them, did the exact same shit that they did, but they didn't get arrested? You know why? Because at that time in January of 2021, they needed a white supremacy boogeyman to push on the people to make Trump look bad. And to make America think that the biggest threat that they're faced with right now is white supremacy. So they didn't arrest the black Oath Keepers who were darker than me. No, they just got the white ones. You know, it doesn't make sense. And if they were, I don't know what you guys know about white supremacy groups, but they don't allow people that are transitioning into white supremacy groups. Like if you're a white supremacist, you're not allowed to be, you know, they say it, they don't like the rainbow community. I'll just say it like that. And guess who was locked up with me inside DC DOC, along with Kelly Meggs and Kenny Harrelson? Jess Watkins. Jess Watkins, an amazing person, very close friend of mine forever. Love you to death, Jess. Jess is transgender. How is she an Oath Keeper if Jess is supposed to be transitioning? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But people just go with the news. People go with the news. That's it. They just go with the flow of what they're told. Oh, this is what it's got to be this. Cash is a violent Latin king, drug dealer, kingpin. He's like John Wayne and Pablo Escobar wrapped up into one, and he stormed our nation's capital. No. Cash was a young teenager that was raised in a community with gangbangers and became a gangbanger and changed his life when he was about 21 years old and started progressing away from that lifestyle. And then at 23, started figuring out that he wanted to give back to the community. So he changed everything up to say, you know what, I'm going to look out for the community. Yeah, got indicted for some shit I had nothing to do with. Nothing to do with, because they got pictures of me with kids that I was trying to bring out the gangs because that's my work. That's what I do. But I go to prison for those things. And I put in the newspaper, put on TV, violent Latin king drug dealer storms nation's capital. I was a damn father. I was a father and an activist. I wasn't a Latin king. That part of me had been dead for almost a decade. So how is it that the news can do that? And people always ask me, are you going to sue for defamation? I'm not suing shit. I'm just waiting for Trump to get in and make things the way that they're supposed to be. That's it. And I'm trusting God's process. I guess it had to be that way. I guess everything that it goes the way that it's supposed to go. And I don't regret none of it. Just so everybody's aware of that. I don't regret going to January 6th. Would I go again? Hell no. Hell no. But if I could go back and change it, would I? Hell no. Nope. I would, knowing the exact same results, I'd do it all over again. That's the God's honest truth. The same exact way. Because this is all part of God's plan. That's how I feel. You want to call me whatever you want to call me for it, hey. I'm glad I met the brothers that I met. I hate that I was away from my family, but I'm proud of the growth. You know, everybody's doing really good. It all worked out the way that it was supposed to. So, yeah, that's my take. Ryan, I hope that you're free soon. All you brothers, I hope that you're free soon. I feel it coming. Ryan, I promise you, my brother, when you get out, we got work to do, and we're going to do it. And I got your back. All of you brothers. Tim, if you're watching right now, my brother, I got your back. James McGrew, I got your back. Shane Jenkins, I got your back. Kenny Harrelson, I love you, brother. I got your back. Kelly Meggs, I got your back. Jess Watkins, I love you. I got your back. All right? All my peoples, man. I love y'all. I got your back. When you come home, if you need the platform, it's yours. It's yours. Tell your story. Say what you want to say. You want me to talk about it? I'll do it. Tell me what you want me to tell them. I got you. All right? I love y'all. And thank you guys for tuning in for this one, man. I appreciate you. God bless you guys. If you could do me a favor, like the video and share the video out. Get this thing out there. Share this video, please. All right. I would greatly appreciate it if you all could share this video from wherever you're watching from. And if you haven't, the donation link for Streetlights Unity Movement's first annual Christmas drive, helping out these kids. That's what we do. We're giving back. So we're trying to adopt some families and give some Christmas presents so everybody has a good holiday. All right. Christmas is a season of giving. Let's give. God gave us the gift of himself coming in the flesh, dying on the cross and showing us how to be men and make it back to God. All right. So with that, you guys check that link out. It's right there in the description of this video. I appreciate you. It's not on X yet. I'll put it on X right now. I love you guys, man. Thank you for everything. All right. God bless y'all. Unite. Don't fight. Be a street light, because only you could be the change you wish to see in the world. When you get too stressed out, you got to remember to pray, America, because without God, everything falls apart. And that is a fact. Love y'all. Peace. I'm gone. As soon as I hit the button, there it is.